Today, we are going to present examples of the price action strategy, or what we can also call market structure trading. We explained this strategy in the previous video, and today we will go through examples so we can understand it more clearly. In any case, if you missed the previous lesson, I advise you to watch it first. To understand better, these lessons and strategies are built on top of one another. So if you have not watched this course from the beginning, it will be difficult for you to fully understand the coming lessons. Anyway, some people may ask me why I use this style of analysis. I will tell you why. I have used price action trading for a long time, and I found that these strategies have a high success rate. Today, we will go through several examples of crypto trades. We will also introduce the order block strategy, or in simpler terms, the areas where buy and sell orders are heavily concentrated, and how to trade from these zones. I will also show you how to draw supply and demand zones. And finally, we will explain the power of combining high or time frames for a better probability of success, and how to identify the strongest entry points. So without making this introduction too long, this video will be powerful and very exciting. Today, we will take this example. Here, we were in a downtrend, but now we can see the possibility of a bullish continuation move because we have a strong break in market structure. The reason here is the participation of major market players. Most likely, market makers or smart money are responsible for moves like this. It is very rare to see this kind of move caused only by small retail traders, unless there is extremely positive news that makes everyone buy at the same time. Alright, let us analyze this step by step. Step 1 is to identify the lower low. Step 2 is to identify the swing high that created this lower low. Step 3 is to confirm the market structure break. As we can see in front of us, we have a strong bullish break because price broke above that previous lower high with a strong move, and the candle closed above the breakout level. Step 4 is the entry zone. As we said in the previous lesson, our entry zone will be between the low and the swing high associated with that move. Now let us move to the next question. How do I enter this trade? We can enter in a slightly risky way by using this candle, which is called a pin bar, together with the strong bullish candle next to it. Or we can use a lower risk method, which is using a smaller time frame to find a more precise entry point. If I want to enter without using lower time frame analysis, then my entry would be after this strong bullish candle, and my stop loss would be below the pin bar. The exit point, or the profit target, would be 2 to 1 or 1.5 to 1, depending on your risk management. Personally, I prefer 2 to 1, or at minimum 1.5 to 1. But of course, all of that depends on your own way of managing the trade. Here, we have a profit of around 5%. And for those who use leverage, for example 20 times leverage, that would mean around 100% profit. Now let us make a simple introduction to order blocks. In the future, I will make a full video where we will talk about the different types of order blocks, or what we can call zones where buy and sell orders are concentrated. Now you may ask, what does order block mean? Simply put, it is a cluster of buy orders or sell orders. These orders usually belong to market makers, or what many people call smart money. These are special and powerful areas inside supply and demand zones. This concept became widely known through Michael Huddleston, who became famous for this style of analysis and for the way he interprets institutional behavior in the market. The question now is, how do we draw an order block zone? This is one of the most famous concepts within supply and demand. So let us find the order block zone in this example. When a break of structure happens, we look for the move that caused that break. Here, this is the move that created our market structure break. So, the last bearish candle before that move is the strongest demand zone, or what we call the bullish order block. Personally, I prefer to use only the body of the candle as the demand zone. Here in this example, we learned how to identify a strong demand zone. We wait for price to return to that zone, and then we expect a reaction. In the future, we will learn much more about order blocks and supply and demand zones, so do not worry for now. Now you may ask me, how do I enter from this zone? You can enter using candlestick confirmation, such as a pin bar for example, or by using the lower time frame entry method that I explained to you in the previous video. In fact, there is also a third entry method. Sometimes I place limit buy orders in advance so that when price reaches the zone, my buy order is already waiting there. But I do not advise you to use this method until you gain solid experience in trading. This method depends heavily on confidence in yourself and confidence in your price action analysis. Now let us move to the next example. Do you remember when everyone was saying that Bitcoin would reach $100,000 and everyone was very optimistic at that time? If you had studied price action and market structure, you would have known at that time that this was actually an area where you should be looking for short positions. Let us see how. Step 1 is to identify the higher high. Step 2 is to identify the higher low that created that higher high. Step 3 is to identify the break of structure. Step 4 is to draw the entry zone between the higher low and the higher high. Now you may ask me, why do we draw the entry zone this wide? Because we are still at the beginning of this journey in learning price action. We keep the zone broad for now. Later on, as we move deeper into the strategies, this zone will become smaller and more refined, and we will combine our entries with order blocks, breaker blocks, Quasimodo patterns, and many other advanced strategies. Now let us define the order block again, but this time it will be a bearish order block. In other words, a zone where sell orders overpower. So where's our market structure break? Of course, it is right here. And what move caused that break? Of course, it is this move here, the one that formed the higher high. This time, we will take the last bullish candle that started this major drop. That candle becomes our bearish order block. This is a very good example. Here, price reached that zone, reacted from it, and then continued falling by more than 50%. Now we have also learned how to identify a strong supply zone, which is very good because it means we are taking solid steps forward in this field. Now, our question for today is, why do most professionals prefer trading with price action instead of depending on indicators? First, price itself tells the full story. Second, price helps us find excellent zones and high-quality entry points with strong profit potential and very low risk. Third, indicators are lagging. Most of them make you enter trades late, and they also make you exit late. Indicators can be used only as supporting tools when making decisions, but the actual decision itself, or at least most of it, should be based on price action and the way price moves in the market. Finally, we have an example where we combine a higher time frame with a lower time frame, which helps us find a very strong entry point. In this trade, we will combine the 4 hours time frame with the 15-minute time frame. Here, we have a short setup on Matic against Tether. From the first glance, we can clearly see that we are in a bearish trend, with a possible move down towards 0.31. So let us analyze it step by step again. First, let us identify the lower low. Second, let us identify the swing high responsible for creating that lower low. Then we confirm the market structure break and determine whether this break is strong or weak. Here, we have a strong break that we can rely on. The next step is to draw the entry zone, which will be between the low and the swing high responsible for creating that lower low. So, what is the next step? First, open the 15 minutes time frame and begin searching for a break of structure inside the zone that we previously drew on the 4-hour time frame. Inside the zone we already marked, we will find that price reached the area and then started to rise again. We wait until we see a clear break of structure on the lower time frame. Here, there is an obvious break. Then we identify the lower low again and the swing high responsible for creating it, and we draw the entry zone once again. So in short, this is an entry zone inside another entry zone, and this is what we call finding a high-quality entry point and a very profitable trade. What I advise you to do is to give your stop loss enough space whenever possible, for example below the swing low. Of course, if the distance is too wide, then it does not make sense to place the stop loss below the major low. In that case, we place it below the nearest low to our entry zone. I just wanted to make it clear that I am mostly a reaction-based trader in most of my trades. That means I do not leave trades open for a long time. Here in this trade, we were able to find a very good entry point with a return of more than 59%. And if leverage were used, then we would be talking about more than 1,180%. But I do not advise you to do that at all. Personally, when price reaches the zone that I mentioned earlier, I close the trade. The longer the trade stays open, the greater the risk becomes. And always remember, the first enemy of every trader is imagination and hope. No one in the universe can know for certain what will happen even in the next minute. If this video added clarity to how you see trading, support this work. An interaction tells the algorithm this foundation matters. A subscription tells me to keep building it with you.